Hey sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. It's that time of the year where the members of the YouTube sports card community get to vote for channels that they feel are worthy enough to be part of the next class of the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. I always enjoy doing these. This is my 4th year in nominating channels for the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. Jake Legends Never Die has done a great job as the new commissioner. He has instituted some new rules and guidelines, which I think are great for this whole voting nomination process. And the one rule is that you have to be creating YouTube content, sports card related YouTube content for at least 1 year to be able to nominate a channel. Second rule is that you have to be creating sports card content for at least 3 years from the time that Jake makes the video announcement that nominations are now open. My channel just missed that mark by about a week or so, which is fine. I've mentioned this to Jake many times that I appreciate that he is sticking to his rules, and I'm fine with that. He's the commissioner. He gets to set what the rules are. So last year, I voted for 9 channels. You can vote for up to 10. And there were actually 3 channels that I voted for that made the cut last year. By the way, only 5 channels are going to get elected to the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame based on the number of votes that that channel receives. So a lot of competition out there. But the 3 channels that I voted for last year that made the cut were George Diamond Yard Sports Cards, Jake Legends Never Die, and Vince NY Yanks Fan 7. So for my list this year, I do have a full slate of 10 votes that I will be submitting as part of this video. And the general criteria that I look for channels that I would want to nominate are, one, for me, they have to be entertaining, sort of like must-watch channels. There are certain channels out there that when I see they have posted a new video, I want to go watch that video. And in terms of entertainment, I'm not necessarily saying about fancy video editing or this or that. It's just entertaining in terms of their passion for the hobby, entertaining for the type of content that they produce in their videos. You know, a lot of us show off cards that we got in the mail or cards as part of our collection, and that's a big part of these types of videos. But some of these other channels go above and beyond that in terms of the content that they provide. So that's one of the areas that I look at. Another one is that these channels and these YouTubers are involved in the community, whether that be commenting on other people's videos, having live chats, joining in on live chats, responding to contest videos, doing video responses for contest videos that various YouTube members have from time to time. And again, in addition to just showing off cards, they also provide knowledge, insight, commentary. Some of it's positive, some of it's, rants or whatever, but they contribute more to the community than just the great cards that they have in their collections. And so they're engaging, they're thought-provoking, and so again, that's what I enjoy for some of these channels as well. And finally, most of these channels, I just happen to enjoy their collections, whether it's modern, vintage, maybe different sports, but primarily baseball. I just enjoy checking out the cards that they show off on their videos. All right, so.
And now the nomination.
I've carried over 2 channels that I voted for last year that did not make the cut. There's a third channel that I'm going to be voting for or nominating that I didn't have on my list last year, but that I feel is worthy of being inducted into the Hall of Fame, even though he may not consider it.
You don't say!
And then finally, there is a huge rookie class of first-time eligible channels, and these are some big heavy hitters in the YouTube community, so I am very pleased to be able to vote for them for the first time, and there are 7 that I have on that list. All right, so the first channel that I want to re-nominate again from my list from last year is Big Scott 35. Now, I always like Scott's videos. He is so positive in his videos presentation. You know that he loves the hobby. He loves his cards. He does I don't know if it's every Sunday night, but pretty much every Sunday night, he does a live stream, and people come in. I've been on his live stream a few times, and just talks cards, different things that are coming up in the hobby. And so he's very engaged in the community, and it doesn't hurt that he's a Mets fan. All right, the second channel that I nominated last year that I want to nominate and vote for again this year is Mike Hitman 23. Again, I just love Mike's passion for the hobby, his collection. He is a fellow super collector. I think I can say that now, Mike. Super collector of Don Mattingly. He just recently acquired his 1,000th different Don Mattingly card. Congratulations again, Mike. I know that was a big accomplishment and milestone for you. And Mike's collecting just goes to show that there are so many ways to collect and enjoy sports cards. He has a lot of these mini PCs that some of it are based on funny player names or certain images that are found on cards. Just various fun ways to collect cards. And so, Mike, again, you have my vote for the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. All right, now for the channel that has been around for more than 3 years. I didn't have on my list from last year, but the more I thought about it is I think he does deserve to be in the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame, and that is because I'm Carlos. Now, Carlos, he has participated and has voted for channels for the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. He sort of poo-poos the whole idea of this Hall of Fame, but I think he sees the overall arching goal of this whole process, and that is to try to introduce channels that people may not be aware of. And it's just a way to promote other channels within the community, whether it's maybe a different sport or different way of collecting. There's so many great channels out there, and this whole process here of voting for YouTube Hall of Fame is a way to do that. But specifically for Carlos's channel, every Friday night he does a live stream. He has a sort of his normal motley crew of co-hosts, but the discussion is always engaging. Now, it tends to lean more toward hockey, which is not necessarily my thing, but I can still enjoy the conversation and the discussion about different hockey cards, especially when they get into some of the vintage hockey cards. But Carlos is also a fan of vintage baseball cards, which is in my line of interest. And Carlos, I enjoy his knowledge, his thoughts, his commentary, his opinions. He definitely has some strong opinions, but he always backs those opinions up with data. He's very data driven in terms of his analysis or comments. He doesn't just shoot off the hip and just make some comments without being able to back up his argument. And I just love that sort of intelligent type of conversation on some of these YouTube channels. So that's why, Carlos, whether you like it or not, I am voting for you for the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. All right, on to the star-studded rookie class. Those channels that are now have gone past that 3-year mark, that are now eligible for the first time for the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame.
Who else has been nominated?
Like I said, I have 7 on this list. I probably could have picked a couple others, but these are the main ones, again, that are my sort of go-to channels that I really enjoy. I've met, I believe, yes, I've met all of these people in person. They are great people.
Hi, how are you?
Passionate about the hobby. I love their collections. Great members and involved in the community. So the first one is Picker Jim S. Just love his vast array of collection, mainly vintage. Doesn't hurt that he's a Red Sox fan and collects Carl Yastrzemski cards either. But beyond that, Jim is such a great guy, lots of knowledge, and just is a great person. I love his videos. Again, he does go beyond just showing off cards, talks about the cards, the history, the background of the player or the cards. I really enjoy that. So Jim, you have my vote. The next one, Scott, Reindeer Studios. Now, I met Scott for the first time. I believe it was the Pittsburgh show that I went to last year with another group of Motley Crue YouTubers. Had a great time out there. Had a really nice time meeting Scott. Talented artist, but in addition to that, he has a great collection. Loves the Cleveland Indians primarily for vintage baseball. And again, while video editing is not necessarily the most important aspect for me to vote for a channel, I just love his videos and his graphic design or video editing skills. And he's just a down-to-earth guy who enjoys sports cards, mainly baseball cards. And I just enjoy his content. So, Scott, you have my vote. All right, the next one is someone who I've got to know really well over the years. I've told the story before. Before I got onto YouTube, I met him. I didn't know who he was. And then once I got on YouTube, he reached out to me and we've become good friends ever since. He's been to the Boggs room here at least twice in his travels down through my neck of the woods. And that is Eric 4-Leaf Cards. One of the, when Jake, Legends Never Die, put his revised criteria or eligibility together, that you have to be creating content for at least 3 years. He says that shows the dedication that you have to your channel, because it is not easy to be consistent and for a long time putting out content on YouTube. Things come up, you lose interest, and so on. Other things outside of your control take up your time. But for Eric, now I don't know if he's still at this current pace, but for a long time, he was posting a video every single day. Now, it may have just been a short little video here and there, maybe a rummage, maybe a ComC order came in, opening a pack of cards. So that is a lot of commitment to a YouTube channel. So that's one. Two, he is extremely involved in the community, getting on to live streams, promoting other channels, doing YouTube, doing video responses for contests that are out there. And he is even involved in, if I get it right here, cards for kids with cancer. I think that's it. Where he solicits maybe donations from the community. He buys some himself and puts little packages together of cards to give to kids at a local hospital that are suffering from cancer. So Eric is just a great guy, passionate about his collection. And what I also like is he involves, maybe not on a screenshot, but he involves his one son, Little Leaf, in a lot of his videos, so he is getting the younger generation interested and involved in sports cards as well. So I really like that about Eric. So Eric, you definitely have my vote. All right, the next channel that I want to vote for is James, Elite Hunters. Again, James does some live streams. I love his vintage collection. It is so impressive. But again, beyond that, he does different videos of different aspects of his collection or projects that he's working on. So he'll do the Triple Crown winners. He'll do the MVPs. I'm not sure if he's gotten around to doing all the All-Stars for each year, because that would be, I think, a huge project. But he's always getting other YouTubers involved, like I said, either through chats, live streams, doing video responses to contests. I really enjoy his content. Even when he talks about his boxing card collection, I find them interesting, even though I don't know much about boxing, although I know of some of the more recent boxers. But he takes his collection all the way back to vintage boxing cards. Very impressive. And again, it's beyond his collection, even though he has a great vintage collection. It's just the passion that he has for his collection, sports cards in general, and again, the involvement in the greater community here on YouTube. And that's why, James, you have my vote. All right, moving on. Another channel that involves let's just say the younger generation, and that is my pal Blue Rock TV. Obviously, if you've been watching his channel, you know that Bob makes quite a number of appearances in his videos. I just think that is awesome. In fact, Lou, I may actually be voting for your channel more for Bob than for you, but we'll leave that for a further discussion. But no, Lou's channel's great. Talk about passionate for sports cards. Roberto Clemente, definitely. But again, bringing his daughter into the hobby. Talk about generous. He's always sending out care packages, getting involved in, again, video responses to contests, getting involved in live streams. You name it, Lou Rock is involved in everything. And again, just for his passion, love his videos, the content of his videos, everything about his channel, love it. Lou, you have my vote. All right, two more. The next to last one is Ken's Cardboard. Now, I've known Ken, interacted with him. I met him at least once at the National. I think he's only been to one that I have been at. But Ken's a great guy as well. Colorado Rockies fan, but also into vintage, growing his Jackie Robinson collection, which I really like. But Ken's he's commented on my videos. I enjoy watching his videos of his pickups. He sometimes gets involved, maybe not on screen, but I've seen him pop in and out on different live streams. Definitely a member of the community, gets involved. And so, Ken, love your channel. You have my vote. And the final channel is someone who I've met at the National as well, and brings a different aspect to the content on YouTube, and that's Brandon's baseball cards. A lot of us just show off, single cards of what we bought, picked up, opened from packs and things like that. But Brandon's main collection is primarily unopened material. So you don't see a lot of channels out there that talk about their collection of unopened cards, and he mainly collects rack packs. And what I like about his channel, his collection, is that he doesn't just show off these rack packs, and they are pretty cool, and what cards are showing on top or on back, but he's very, very knowledgeable in terms of spotting fake rack packs, which there are some out there. and he's learned over the years the different correlation that is possible within these rack packs. So he'll know like what cards are on what particular sheets in the printing process, and he'll know that, okay, in this cell that you can find this one rookie card, but if you find it in a different cell, that's impossible because it's from this sheet and not that sheet, and that, so he can pretty easily spot whether an unopened rack pack is authentic or not. And that's really impressive for me. And again, a lot of this comes from just collecting these for such a long time. You develop a knowledge, and he provides that knowledge, even though I don't go out and buy rack packs. But if I ever would want to go and buy one, I would definitely reach out to Brandon to get his opinion on, hey, is this authentic? Is this, you know, worth this price? Things like that. So again, just a different collecting aspect than a lot of the other YouTube channels that are out there. And again, Brandon is a great guy and a member of the community. So Brandon, you have my final and 10th vote. So there you are. Again, for these 10 channels, if you're not familiar with them, I have a link to their channels in the description of this video. Definitely go check them out. Even if unopened rack packs or hockey cards or vintage baseball cards, if they're not your thing, just check out their channel and their videos. I think you'll find that just the knowledge, the entertainment factor, the passion that they have for their collection might be something that you would be interested in, and follow their channel. So good luck to all the channels that I've nominated. Even though I nominated 10, again, only 5 will get elected. It's going to be very interesting to see out of this new rookie class which ones, if any, hopefully some, get elected. So that's all I have for you. Until next time, thanks for watching.